Hi everybody, it's Rob. Yeah, what can I say? It's Saturday morning and this is my first video, so bear with me while I get my brain awake. However, I have been planning the startup here for at least half an hour, so it's cool. I think I'll be okay. Right, so first up, we're on to the video for Onsite SEO, okay? And most of what I've covered on that I've covered in other videos for you along the way. So I'm going to recap it here just in the first 2 minutes of this video. And then after that, I'm going to go off and show you stuff that, that I think is pretty amazing, amusing, and pretty dumb. And worth following along at that point. I'll warn you when I've got to this finished with the summary. So the summary works like this. Your on-site SEO involves a few factors. They are correct keyword content done in a silo structure, right? They are not overdoing your keyword density, which I have covered. So don't use the exact keyword from your that you're targeting for that page. Don't overuse it throughout the page. Just write and talk naturally is the easiest thing I can tell you to do. Then tags are good. So add tags, add the meta tags. That's what I told you with that each time you publish a page, you go down to the bottom and you fill that stuff in. Okay. Now the things I'm going to show you after the summary cover a lot of that. Tags, meta tags, and all of this. But it's really about plugins. So let's finish the summary. Do your internal linking well, but don't always stick to the exact keywords, but make sure that your internal linking has a mixture of keyword links and natural links, saying read more here, more important stuff on this page, follow here, click here, you know, those kind of generic links, as well as keyword links, and even longer keywords than the keywords that you're targeting, all of which I do explain on other videos, so you kind of covered on that. Mostly, if you don't know if you should do something, don't do it. Be careful. It's that simple. Okay, so the summary is finished. Well done. 2.5 minutes, Rob. Now what I want to do is I want to take you to this dummy website that I built for you. Right, the things to make and sell from home. I built it for, I don't know how to install. Anyway, it's built in the training. And I went, oh sorry, before I do that, let me show you. Sorry about my frogs. I did warn you that it's too early for my poor throat. Can you see this folder? Is called All Plugins Needed for Uploading. Right, so when I build sites for people, these are ones that sometimes are needed inside of them. So I'll build a website, I'll come here and fetch the Divi theme, I'll fetch Bloom, I'll fetch Elegant Themes Updater, I'll fetch, I'll put the maintenance site in, I'll get Simple Silo Builder, and those are the basic ones, right? But over time, I've added in other ones I've bought and put them in here. So you can see back in 2017, I had a thing called Trafficker that I paid for. I don't know what I paid, $20, $30, $40, $50 at the time. That's not the important part. The important part is that I do this all the time. Now, it's necessary for me to know if that will work for myself and for my clients at that time. So, you know, this goes back 5 years of doing these things. Sometimes I shared the purchase with a client. So it doesn't matter how I did it. But, for example, BLI Submitter, I still use. I pay $3 a month for that. And it's my backlinking submitter. So each time I publish a page on the site that this is installed on, it takes that page and indexes it for me automatically. So there's things like that aren't a bad idea, and they do work. However, what I'm getting to tell you in all of this, like I'm not bragging, check how much money I've spent, or how stupid am I to have spent all this much money. I'm not sure which way you want to look at it. But it's part of the process that I need to apply to make to find out what works, what doesn't, what the latest trends are. Will this make an instant? A lot of these things. Let's go to the RSS Pros. I think these here, those were designed to make instant websites. Have I still got them used? No. Do I even know what they really are? Not really. So 1 second. Sorry about that. I'm supposed to turn my emails off when I make videos because I get distracted really easily. It's not my fault. Okay, so there's other things like Zero Bounce Pro. You know, they would have told you, whoever I bought this from, I think there was a cheap $10 one, that they increased their traffic by 30% and people were buying that were going to bail and whatever the story was. At the time I bought into it and believed it would work, or I wanted to test it and I was willing to pay enough of that to test it to see if it's something that I should use for myself and my own affiliate sites and or add it to others. So the point is that amongst us here, I have no clue if they're even up to date, if they worked. Most of them didn't work. Let's go there. Like here, Amazon Profit Engines. I've bought Amazon automatically fulfilling onto your website Amazon stuff over the years, many. Because I love the idea of it being able to stay up to date with all the Amazon stuff and things. And the problem is that those don't work. If you've got an Amazon website, they're pretty cool. But they don't work if you're not doing other things to drive traffic, which of course I used to install these things and then walk away from the website and come back after 3 weeks and think, nothing's happening. Well, duh. So hang on a sec, I want to show you something else. I'm just going to pause this. Okay, so I've jumped back. I was inside this folder. I just wanted to see if it pays me to show you this. This is even more stuff that I've bought to test over the years. So those are all the plugins that I felt might not be a bad idea to put up. But the problem with showing you this page is it includes PLR. So that's PLR, that's PLR, that's PLR. So this is other stuff that I've bought to use. I bought blocks, I bought Bloom, which I never worked. There's complete courses in here. In fact, there's a courses folder. I should go and look and see what I've stashed in there one day. This was quite a snazzy one. I bought eCompare, Explaindio. I've even forgotten what that is. It rings a bell, ding, ding, ding. There's more resale rights. Then there's complete courses. The IFTTT training is in here. My RYS Academy is in here. So, and more PLR. Pinflux, I never managed to make that work, and I really need that for my Pinterest stuff. So there's the Trafficker one. Vidiglitch. I spoke to somebody about this the other day. Anyway, so the point is that I've tested all of these and tested them, and so now I'm wasting time a little bit for you. So sorry, we've got 8 minutes for me to show you what happens. First up, before I carry on, I'm going to pause this and update and hope that I don't break the website. Give me a sec. Okay, so 2 of them needed updating. Right, now I'm going to go into the plugins to install plugins because I haven't activated these because they conflict. The ranked math is very, very popular, would conflict with others. Right, so first up, when you remember, this is still all related to on-site SEO. Here we go. This was to do with on-site SEO. Okay. So when you install your website, I would have told you to install W3. There's a couple of others that right now I can't even think of off the top of my head, but they're all overall optimization, WordPress optimization plugins. So this is W3 Total Cache. So you see it does continuously incorporate fixes, improvements, etc., etc. And so I did mine to optimize it with WordPress, and I've set it so that I can go to, I wonder if I have set it, doesn't matter. It would be in the A2 optimized configuration page. Okay, now I've installed Add Squares widget just for fun to see that it was working, and that's just a simple plugin that throws some square images down the side of your sidebar. These that are optimized were done already. I never installed the Kismet. Better search was done, as you can see. These are the ones that I added. Now, just to show you, Rank Math SEO is a revolutionary SEO product features of SEO tools, and so it's supposed to help you increase your traffic. Schema Pro does schema and JSON, which is coding, to improve your page. Now, I have to be honest, I've never found that to work. People claim it's brilliant. SEO people say that if your schema is crappy, that's bad, and if you fix it, you're going to shoot from page 3 to page 1. Okay, so that's why I bought all this. Some of them might be free, by the way. I didn't buy every single one of these. Some might be free, right? SEO Press is again an SEO plugin. SEO Press Pro. Okay, so this was the free one, and then there was a pro version that I must have been impressed with enough to go and get, or felt that I needed. SiteRanker Pro, I have no clue. We're going to activate these and check them one by one. So WordPress Optimizer does diagnosis, speeds up your site, tuning tools, auto detection of things. That's enough to make your eyes water. And then Tag Machine Pro does tags. So it's at 11 minutes. Know that it's going to take me a while to go through all of these. I'm not going to go into huge detail. So let's do the rank math first, and I'll show you the kind of thing that does. Now, sorry, are you going to say to me, I know you are thinking in your head, so is Rob recommending this or not? I'm not recommending most of these. If you do what I said at the beginning of this video in the first 2 minutes, keep it simple, keep it clean, do your external SEO better. So as long as you've got your keywords and your content written out in a nice readable way, you've optimized your images correctly. Sorry about that. You've done all of this stuff. That's the basics. You've filled in when you do a page, edit page. You've gone to the bottom and you've filled in this stuff. Your meta information, your title, your description. You put keywords in. You've added a featured image, those kind of things. It's kind of already fun. So, right, so now that I've activated it, it'll appear down here in your sidebar in the dashboard of your goodie, and so, fine. I'm not going to do it. You can go and look up Rank Math. Let me just right click this, because you probably find on here it will tell you what it does. There we go, gone. So it said it was free. Yeah? Sorry, I never know what I've paid for and what I haven't. So you can go in here and see. You might love it. There are people that I often read about it. They say, oh, definitely Rank Math, Rank Math, Rank Math. It's a Swiss Army knife of SEO tools. So I suspect that there's some hectic upsells. And my on plugins I am. And so already I'm not. More details. Can I maybe get something there? So it's for professional bloggers. Download for free. Stop that. This is what it can do for you. Sorry about my frogs, they're really bad today. So it tells you, it takes you from page 6 to stop that. Maybe I have to click the before after myself. Stop it. Page 1, because you added the stars and the things, and here you had nothing. Well, good for them. Try demo here. There we go. You see, this is the kind of thing people say. So Jude Umenyo says his traffic increased by 40%. Well, I say this. Any of these tools, take it easy. So where was I here? Is it still editing page? No, that's my other page. I've got to go back here because I don't want to do that. Skip now. Let's try skip now. And I'm going to go and switch this one off. Well, it says start wizard, but I really don't want to, so return to dashboard. Thank you. So I think at 15 minutes I probably shouldn't do this to you, so let me simply just say, let's go back to the plugins and look. So what it does is it watches all of these things. See, AMP. Oh, they want you to add plugins and all sorts of things. So this Rank Math is very highly rated. Schema Pro was highly rated a year or two ago. I have no clue if it still is good. Go and read the plugin page, see what it says and does. I'm going to turn Rank Math off. Skip and deactivate, please. They get very nervous as to why I'm switching it off. I found a better plugin. Do you think it's happening? Oh yeah, it is. Here's the wheel turning. So for now, I'm not going to activate SEO Press because it does a similar thing. I'm trying to find out. Let's go and see what SiteRanker Pro does for me, or WordPress Tag Machine. It just helps you get tags. That's cool. Well, this is easy. Okay, so this does. Again, you'd have to go and see what it is by Cyber. Here's what I do. Oh, visit plugin site. So you can follow this WP Optimizer.
Hi and welcome to WP Optimizer. In a moment, I'll show you how you can quickly and easily speed up your WordPress website in just a few clicks. So
now, isn't that nice that he said that? Speed, oh, you didn't hear perhaps. He says that he's going to speed up my website in just a few clicks. Now, I've tried these. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. Even worse, sometimes they work that day. And then the next day, my site's slow again, and I'm like, what the hell? So you see, this is using cache. It does all these things that the W3 plugin did anyway. So there we go. They show you all these cool things. I bet you I paid for this. This looks like I paid for one. That's enough to make my eyes water. I did. It looks like I paid. Ouch. Well, that's lovely. I paid $43 for it. And I not only don't use it, I forgot why I bought it. So, it works the same for all of these. So SiteRanker Pro will do the similar thing. Let me go and have a look at this thing, because I have a feeling this is different. SiteRanker Pro, if I'm correct, did naughty things. So all of these till now that I've shown you were safe, relatively safe. They're going to do changes to your site or suggestions that are healthy from an SEO point of view. If I'm correct, SiteRanker Pro takes you into the realm. Yes, it does. It's this one. So, by the way, as a disclaimer, I did use this on my website, on one website, and it worked very well. That website was one that I didn't care about, so that's why I used it on there. It was a web design one. I hadn't used it for years, touched it. I paid for it every year to keep it alive, and it was there, and it looked okay. In fact, it's still alive today. So what you do is you go through the motions. What the hell? Oh, of course I'm on this. Something you what? I've never heard of these pages. Hodgepodge, indeed. Okay, so and then this also, by the way, has got a spin tax, so you can spin your stuff in here. In fact, this is spinning it too. So basically, this is for local search. So if you've got if you are a, what can I say? Well, web design. So I can take a city. Let's think of a city that I saw, even though I'm living in Canada now. I know Johannesburg suburbs well. So let me just use Johannesburg suburbs. So I would put here the best, here where it says service, web design, service available. And then this one would say web design in the, and then you'd change these names. Somewhere you'd put a list for this. So wherever it says Chicago, it would then drop down and change all of the towns. It's down here somewhere. Here. So where you put your city, you wouldn't change city, you'd change suburb. Remember, you're just a plumber in a city. In this case, I did do cities because it was web design that went out to many cities. Okay, now this only works okay if it's original content. So inside of here, you need to drop in spin tax, which you'd have to go and see my hand spinning courses on this training, right? To learn how to do the spin tax. So when you finish though, this puts up, in my case, let me just give it a bit of thought. I can't remember, about 150, I think. It published 150 pages for me instantly. And I then went through, because I'm suspicious of Google, I went and changed the publishing date on every single page. So I went down here into content pages, which now will show none. But then there were 150, and I literally went and changed them all to a different publishing date. Basically, I showed that I'd publish 3 or 4 a day for about 3 weeks or whatever it was. So anyway, and then I left it. I literally left it alone and went away. And then one day the phone rang a week later, and I thought, oh, hello. And then it rang again. And pretty soon I was getting a phone call a day from that site. And it did quite a nice turnover for me over time. I've got no idea what it is in dollars, say $10,000. And that was all right, you know. Well, so you can decide if SiteRanker Pro is a cool idea. For me, I would, if you were my client and you were now telling me, Rob, okay, fine, do it for me, I'd say no. I would tell you to buy a second domain and build a completely separate website just for those pages, so that if Google decides those pages are all a little bit too similar and de-indexes you, they will only de-index that website. So what I'm trying to tell you is that it's lovely for mass page builders. By the way, there are businesses out there online that will wow, hang on a second. I'm really going to have to stop making this video, people. Sorry, I should have known better than to make a video this early for my throat. Anyway, there are places out there that will do mass page builders into the millions of pages. You can pay them like, $2,000 or $3,000, and they will do a mass page build with spun content and literally produce millions of pages, say clean across the UK. And they'll all be related to craft suppliers and crafting suppliers and paper crafts or whatever the words are that you give them. It doesn't matter if it's locksmiths or plumbing or delivery or courier. It doesn't really matter. It spins it and builds that page out. If I'm correct, they even build it out. It's not WordPress. It's not a plugin. They do it as an HTML site. And so whatever that price was, I forget now, it might be expensive, $10,000, but I don't remember, to be very honest. But it wasn't, wasn't $100. It was more than 1,000, but I don't think 10. Doesn't matter. And they claim that the leads that they get from that mass page build is in the many hundreds a month, which would make it worthwhile, So don't ever let me knock it for you either. I'm just saying, when it comes down to this, which is what I'm teaching you, SEO for your on-site, don't mess with your money site. Take it easy. If you're going to do things like that, mass page builder and anything else, any other weird plugins, let's go back to my plugin here. Any of these, let me find one that I'd be a little bit nervous. This is a brilliant plugin, Project Supremacy. Oh yeah, I must give you a link for that. That thing is super genius for fixing your on-site. Seriously, it is. It's an expensive plugin and it's a lot of technical work. It's not something that you kind of do 3 clicks. No. But if you do what they teach you to do in their $1,000 plugin or whatever it is, I promise you, your website will outrank all your opposition within a couple of months. And the only hard part then is you have to be, perhaps, I say technical, it's just knowing how to do schema. They teach you in videos. So there's nothing wrong with it. I've got it installed on one of my websites. I don't know which one. So I'm trying to think of whatever these are. I'm trying to find you bad ones, but whatever they are, like Easy Pages, I have no clue what it does. So you need to be a little careful when it comes to your money site. But there's nothing wrong with putting up a subdomain and testing something on there. But just remember that it's more work, and if you've got fibromyalgia, work is hard. The whole point of me teaching you how to make money online with fibro is to give you less work, because we have limited energy. And as you can hear, sometimes we have postnasal that ruins videos. So let me get out of here. 25 minutes. Sorry about all the on this video, and let me get to the next one for you. Take care. Cheers.